Alright, and welcome to our internet friends, interwebs. Our first show of Pointless Banter. Thanks for joining me. Next to me is my pal, who was born 2 streets over from Sean Connery, NotLain.
I wasn't. Fuck. G'day.
Of course, that's not a real statistic at all.
No, he's from Edinburgh, and I was born in Glasgow.
Difference?
Adelaide, Melbourne.
Right.
Actually, it's probably more Melbourne, Sydney.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool. And of course, I'm your lovable friend, Headband Guy. Thanks for joining us.
Who were you born near?
Say what?
Who were you born near?
What have we got? I guess Sia. Sia would have been born near.
Where? Like 2 streets over?
Yeah, about that, yeah. I'm not sure exactly where, but she was born here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And we're related.
Who, you and I, or you and Sia?
Sia, yes. Her last name is Guy.
And Guy Sebastian's from here, so is that the same as well?
Ooh, yeah. That's how they work with their names in Japan, isn't it? With their last name first name last.
Who knows? I
Cool.
don't. Letters on a postcard. Letters on a postcard.
That's on a postcard.
Right in on a postcard, more like.
Oh, let's recap of our last episode, which was our first pre-episode. This is our first episode now. Episode 1, Pointless Banter. So last episode we discussed some meet and greet, Steel Panther live concert that we had. That wasn't really a concert, that was just a live stream, which was pretty cool. I had a good time. And we debated whether or not it was regarded as a concert that we've been to. Which of course we both said no. So setlist users would disagree. 10 of
Really?
them. So I had a look on Tuesday.
You don't waste your nights, do you?
No, I don't, not at all. So of course I've been to all my shows that I've been to, and I've put them up on set list as well that I've been there. 10 users Tuesday, and then I checked today, this morning, 11. So like us, 39,989 would agree. Not regarded classed as a gig.
So you're basing that.
That's you. That's not me. Mine's on silent.
So you're
now.
Purely basing that. Yeah, I'm in trouble for that. So
That's a cunt.
You're purely basing that on Setlist
Yes.
FM.
Yes. Setlist
So,
FM.
so even a gig that I have gone to, like, and I was visually there, like at the Gov watching The Darkness.
Yeah.
If I go to Setlist FM or Setlist users, and there's only 4 people, them other 700 people in that room were a figment of my imagination. In fact, the whole show was a
No,
figment.
they
of my
should have
imagination.
been on the set list.
Okay.
They should be there,
Okay.
reminiscing and what they've seen, what they've actually heard, that sort of thing. Yeah. Cool. Moving on. All right. So we still count it. No, we did not go to that concert.
No, we didn't.
No, we didn't.
Went to
Alright.
that couch over there, that chair at the end.
Yes. Yeah.
Not together, separate chairs.
Separate chairs. There's separate couches. Yeah. Yeah.
If you'd listened to the first podcast, you would have known what he was wearing.
Well, it's not really the first podcast. It was the first pre-episode.
Well, it couldn't be the first pre-episode. It's just a pre-episode.
It's a pre-episode. Yes, you're right. Yeah. Okay, my bad.
Otherwise, it's a pre-episode.
Cool. All right. Anything? How have you been this week? Been good? I've been busy.
Yeah.
Good.
I work.
Work?
Took Wednesday off work
Yeah.
on my forced annual leave that I have to have. So I took that off. Got my ears pierced, apparently. You can't.
I did notice there was something on your ears tonight.
Yeah, headphones.
Headphones. Yeah.
So got them done. What else did I do? That's been about it, really. Got a bit of stuff to do this weekend. Showdown. Big showdowns tomorrow night.
Oh, that's right. You're a football fan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kickball. Yeah.
Kickball.
Kickball.
Air
man.
tennis. Foot tennis.
Yeah.
All the other names that the people give it to it.
I entered the ballot. There was a ballot for tickets.
Oh yes. Oh no. Hang on. Did you win?
No.
No. Right.
Like in life, I was sadly got that email saying no.
Frown.
Yeah. It's a bit disappointing. But in saying that, the
We get to watch it in the warmth and the comfort of your own living room.
well, that's true. There's only going to be 2.
Or at the pub.
No, I'm going to
With the other 99 people that are allowed to be in there, or 79. I don't know how many people are allowed in there.
like if you're going to go to the pub to watch a football game, the whole point of not being able to be within punching distance of another person's a bit disappointing because you want to be, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So, but the thing is, it's 2,000 tickets, 1,400 or whatever for power fans, and on the email it said you have because it's gonna be cold. It's Saturday night. It's gonna be freezing.
Oh, it's gonna be raining too, isn't it?
Yeah, there's only gonna be 2,000 people there, right? And you got to sit on level 3 or level 5. Like, how cold do you want to be? So it's one of them tickets you actually kind of didn't want. Like, it wasn't like Willy Wonka's golden ticket. It was kind of like, I don't really want that.
Yeah, right, okay. So what, there's no one up in the stands or anything?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't win. Once I didn't win, I didn't care.
You didn't care, right.
You know, I'm still going on about it 24 hours later, but I don't care.
I didn't win. Thanks for telling us.
Yeah.
Can we hear it again that you didn't win?
Didn't win. But I won the hearts of a nation with this podcast.
A whole 13 listeners.
Of 13. Does that count me who listened 4 times?
I think I listened twice. What's that? So it's 6. 7. We got 7 people that have listened to it.
I definitely know of 3.
And I think girl, she listened to it as well. There was a girl on our couch. I'm just going to jim the camera right now.
Oh, so she listened to it as well?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so.
So I know of 3 people who listened to it.
Okay, cool. Excellent. So 4 extra people.
Cool.
Sweet. I'll stop jimming the camera. Okay.
What else have you got for us then?
I have been working my ass off because, had that whole Monday off. Great. And then ramped up work on the last day. So a bit of a slave to the grind if you...
Hey.
Hey!
Hey.
How good was that little segue?
That was about as subtle as a sledgehammer. So pray tell, why would you use such terminology?
I believe it was the 29th anniversary of Slave to the Grind album on Skid Row.
When
on
was
the
that?
12th. No, 11th or something. I actually
Tuesday.
don't know. Tuesday. Was it Tuesday? I don't know.
It was this week. Yeah.
It was this week, yes, definitely. I don't know the exact days because America, England, Australia...
Well, they release on different days. So the one thing I've picked up on is, I think over here we release albums on a Thursday or a Friday.
Right.
I believe in Europe, from memory, it's a Monday. I think America's a Monday as well. So we actually tend to get albums a few days before they get released.
Okay, how about that? Yeah, nice.
If it's a worldwide release thing, we tend to
At
get
the
a few
same
days
time,
before.
in theory,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So, it was released this week, so let's have a quick look, yeah. So 29 years of that. That was pretty cool. I got to see them in 2018 at the Gov.
Ah, okay, yeah.
I reckon you might have been there too.
I wasn't. I was in America. No, I was in Europe.
Oh, you're in Europe.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I was in Europe at the time. But I have seen Skid Row twice. I saw them...
Which Skid Row version have you seen?
I saw Skid Row. I'm going to show my...
The Skid Row.
I'm going to show my age now, though.
Wow.
So I saw them at Donington, Castle Donington, in 1995, supporting Metallica.
Right.
That was an all-day festival. Now it's called Download, and it lasts for a couple of days. But back then it was Donington, one day. Metallica were headlining. Skid Row were there. Slayer, Slashy Snake Pit, Therapy, Warrior Soul, Corrosion of Conformity. But probably my favourite, the one band that I left that day going, wow, was White Zombie as well that day. But Skid Row were there.
White Zombie. You don't like mentioning White Zombie.
I love mentioning White Zombie. And just need a moment. And then so that was just before they released Subhuman Race.
Right.
And then a couple months later, I saw him at the Manchester Apollo on the Subhuman Race tour, and Sebastian back. Sebastian climbed. I'm not even Spanish. Sebastian. He climbed to the top of one of the speakers on the side of the stage, because regardless of whatever Sebastian is, he's a great frontman. Climbed to the speakers at the top of the stage, jumped off them, sprained his ankle.
Yeah, right.
Still played on, and they still played the rest of the tour in the UK as well, because it was just before Christmas. So
how much of a drop was that? I mean, he's like...
I'd probably say 10 feet, because it was the 2 big stacks.
Jeez.
Yeah.
And he's a big boy as well.
6'3". Yeah.
Cool.
But it's such a shame, that band. Such a shame that I'm a big believer of, if you live by the sword, you die by the sword. And the reason why Skid Row, I believe, became so big was because of Sebastian Bach. And the reason that band crumbled was because of Sebastian Bach.
I don't disagree on that. No, I love both. I love Sebastian Bach and I love Skid Row. Yeah. All right.
I had the pleasure of interviewing
Ooh,
Snake.
Yeah.
Dave Sabao. A year or so ago, and it was good. It was just before the tour, just before they actually came here to tour on that one. And
oh, that's right. You weren't even here for it.
Yeah, I wasn't. But when his stories, you know his story.
Not his story, no.
So his story, I mean, in an overview, if you want to have like people who know people and people who do stuff. So his girlfriend was John Bon Jovi. So you know the whole Bon Jovi Skid Row thing?
Oh, vaguely. I have read it in Sebastian Bach's book.
So they went to school together. They were pals.
Yep.
Snake Sabao and John Bon Jovi, but you know how it's meant to be said. And they both were doing bands, and they both had this agreement that whoever made it first would go and support the other one.
Yeah, right,
You've got a bit of a cross of the John Bon Jovis today. Probably more of a Kit Winger, actually. But you've got the... so... Anyway.
I was going for it. Jason Momoa.
Oh. So I was... get special effects in there. So, anyway, they had this deal. Whoever got the most famous first would go and support the other one. And, of course, Bon Jovi did. Bon Jovi became huge, right?
Yep.
So Bon Jovi then started... it's apparently they turned around to Snake and said, "You've got to, once your band's in, we'll get you." So as soon as Sebastian Bach turned up, boom, they signed them to a deal.
Yeah, I remember that. Doing that.
Signed them to a deal, and then obviously started taking them out on tour. And of course, Skid Row became fairly big themselves. Part of the problem was that it was a royalties deal.
Yep.
And the royalties deal was heavily weighted in John Bon Jovi.
Of course, because he's a businessman.
Yeah, so
he turned up to see Kiss and all that, and started talking to Gene and Paul, making sure that he got in on those business ends to make sure he was winning. Yeah.
So
do you remember reading that one as well?
So there was a lot of issues in that aspect, but so what? And it was part of the interview that I did with Snake, is because a lot of things that Snake does now isn't Skid Row related. He's actually a band manager.
Right.
So he's a band manager of a number of bands, but probably the most famous would be the metal supergroup, for want of a better name, of Down, which is Phil Anselmo, the ex-Pantera singer, Pepper Keenan from Corrosion and Conformity, and guys from I Hate God and Crowbar. Really good band. They've been going around for a while. And so he's the band manager for them. He's the band manager for a few other bands. And I asked him, I said, well, two hats, how do you manage that and everything else? Or why do you manage that? And his response was basically along the lines of, "I don't want these bands to make the same mistakes we made." So,
yeah, right.
So he's gone that full cycle, that full journey, and he's got a story. He should write an autobiography.
Yeah, hey.
Not Sebastian. Sebastian Bach was so coked off his head for years, he wouldn't even remember anything. So, I reckon Snake should release an autobiography.
Yeah, nice.
Might call him now.
Yeah, call him now because he's your pal and everything.
He is.
Get him start writing it.
I've got him on Skype.
Ooh.
True story.
I think I used to have Adam Brand on Skype for when we did one of our interviews for one of our sprint car.
Adam Brand. Queen? No, it's Adam Lambert.
No. Adam Brand's an Australian country singer. Big Speedway fan.
Okay.
So, yeah, I had him on that to talk to him a couple of times to get interviews all lined up. Alright, so, yeah. I got my Skid Row album, Slave to the Grind, autographed by all the original members.
Favourite song?
Favourite song? Ooh, I have to go Monkey Business.
Ooh, okay.
How about you?
I didn't even think. I just asked the question and forgot.
I thought that question was going to come up, so I was like, ooh, I've got to have one ready to go. Boom!
I've always loved the riff in Mudkicker.
Okay.
That's on the album, isn't it? Yeah. I've always loved the riff in Mudkicker. Yep. But the whole album's good. Like Monkey Business, Slave to the Grind.
It really is.
Psycho, Love. There was a different version in the UK.
That they didn't have the GTFO?
Yeah, didn't have that. Had, I think, Beggar's Day.
Yep, sounds right.
I've got both copies.
Same with the Japanese release, I think, as well. Had the clean version.
Okay.
Yep.
Quicksand Jesus, In a Darkened Room.
Man,
they're all great songs. And I know there's songs right now off the top of my head that I've forgotten that someone will go, "What about this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that was fucking amazing." There's the first F-bomb.
I mean, they're all crazy ass drum intros as well. I love them. There's one particular, I can't remember the exact title, but yeah, I really want to try and knock that off.
Yeah.
Cool.
Riot Act.
Right.
Great song.
Ooh,
Yeah, because that's really punky and everything else. But they were a lot heavier. That album was a lot heavier than the first
It
one.
really, really was.
And by the time Subhuman Race came around, the world had changed.
Yeah, I don't remember anything from Subhuman Race.
Subhuman Race is a good album.
Yep.
I rephrase that. Subhuman Race has good songs on it.
Yeah, I think that's...
But what they'd ended up doing was they got Bob Rock in, because Bob Rock had become the new Mutt Lange, so whatever he touched turned to gold, because he did Dr. Feelgood, the Motley Crue album, and because he did that, then he got the Metallica Black album, and of course they're two of the biggest albums of 89 and 91, so they got him in for Subhuman Race, but I just always felt it sounded unfinished and unpolished.
Right.
So a lot of the songs there just didn't quite have it. But when they played them songs live, like "Beat Yourself Blind" and even "Subhuman Race," them songs themselves are actually really good songs. They've just been lost in the
overproduced.
I believe underproduced. To be
right.
perfectly honest, I mean, if you follow Bob Rock's trajectory at that point, he was then doing the other two Metallica albums, Load and Reload, and then he also infamously did the Saint Anger one, which everybody hates that production sound with a passion, and you kind of sit there and go, yeah, you just tried to just do things you shouldn't have. I don't know, but it's not a bad album musically. It's kind of quite good, just unfinished, I believe.
Speaking of not bad albums,
Yes.
Donny Benet released a new one, Mr. Experience. So that's so that one's the Don. That's the one beforehand, and Mr. Experience. Whoa! I'm just gonna jim the camera there a fair bit. So yeah, I like it.
Who's Donny Benet?
Donny Benet, Melbourne guy.
Because I don't know who Donny Benet is.
Oh, okay. It's more of synth rock, I guess. Not even rock.
You played me one of his songs, yeah.
Yeah, I love this. Written, recorded, performed, and produced by Donny Benet. It's just great. So yeah, I've got that one.
You know who he reminds me of? Like, I've only heard the one song, but remember that guy? He's an Adelaide guy who used to play the organ, and he was always smiling and looked like he was from the 50s or 60s or something.
Okay.
I can't remember his name, but just like kind of a caricature of a caricature.
Yeah.
I don't know if I pronounced that correctly.
Caricature.
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 To multiple.
To multiple. Yeah. To multiple words.
Should change the name of his podcast to multiple words.
We'll do. We'll have our second one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Good album. How many stars do you give it?
Ooh.
How many? Devil's signs do you
We
give
can't really. That's not really appropriate at his concerts, is it? Now. I don't know. It's 2 thumbs up. It's good. It's
it?
fun.
How many thumbs?
2 out of 2.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't even have a scale for this, so you have like, that's solid, good, that's great. Do we like? Obviously, that's bad and terrible. I'm just gonna go with this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
New albums. I've been fortunate enough to hear Perth's metalcore band Make Them Suffers. I've got their new album. Right. It's not out yet. It's not out till the 24th of June.
Because you're Mr. Music here, getting all the albums pre-release and reviewing and...
You betcha. So I'll listen to it for a few times, and it's an can't give too much away because I want people to read the review.
Of course.
But it's
we are going to want to be listening to it, aren't we?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, it's good.
That's good for local music.
Yeah, well, they're getting big worldwide now, and that's a lot of Australian bands are, especially the more heavier bands, which is obviously more my genre. You look at the impacts. I mean, you go back to say the Parkway Drives, and then you run your way through to Amity Afflictions. NotLain had Album of the Year last year in the ARIA Awards. Polaris have been absolutely, their trajectory has just been astronomical in the last 18 months. Make Them Suffer are much bigger overseas than they are here.
Right.
So there's we've got a lot of really, really great Australian, more heavy and extreme bands, and and fair play to them, good on them, flying the flag.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Not that they can travel, of course, but
no, of course. Well, speaking of not being able to travel and Australian bands, so Arkaba have kicked off their Bloom Battle of the Bands online live streaming. I think that is this Friday, being right now, because this is recorded on a Friday. Well, this episode's recorded on a Friday the 12th. So on their first stream, they've got Oscar the Wild, Sword and Stone, Champ, and Night Over Day. So the bands competing for money and a recording prize. Viewers like you at home, not that you're watching it, can also win some cash. You can vote for your favourite band, and I think they're picking out winners somehow.
I think if you hashtag Kit Winger, people will watch this.
Yeah?
Yeah. If I get a picture of Kit Winger up now, sponsored by Red Bull. If I get a picture of Kit Winger up now, I'm not going to tell you how many of them I've had today.
Is it more than 2 thumbs?
I don't know, but your hands are shaking. No, it's my hands.
It's your hands. This whole room is shaking.
My eyes, yeah, what's going on? Ah.
So, what do you call it? The Bloom Battle of the Bands, that's also continuing on for the next 3 weeks as well. Next stream that they're doing next Friday is, what do you got? The Closing, Struth, Sasha, the band, and Mum's Favourite. I've heard none of those 8 bands that I've rattled off, but I'm sure it's a good thing to come out of it.
So you pop a bandana on him.
Ooh, look at
That's
that.
Kit Winger. Don't tell me. Separate at birth.
I'll take that.
I met him.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I love him.
When he toured here.
When he played at the Arca Bar.
At the Arca Bar, yeah. I didn't go to that show.
Yeah,
Not sure why, but...
There was like 38 people there.
It's a shame.
Good show.
Yeah?
I actually enjoyed it, yeah.
Did you speak to him as well?
I did.
Hung out, got a photo with him?
Of course I did. Didn't miss that opportunity. Oh, whore for a photo. That should be my Instagram handle. Red Bull. That's a different handle.
I don't touch the stuff.
That's my adult handle.
So while we're still speaking of meeting the band members and all that, I'm going to go digress back to Skid Row. And Robert Fuso, when he came out here with 4 by Fate.
Looks a bit like Robert Fuso. Let me get a picture up.
My drum kit's also white as well. He was playing a white Pearl as a Pearl Export Master Series, I think. Or was it Pearl Masters back in the day as well? Anyway, I was a white one. I like to think mine's very similar to him, even though mine's a Pearl Export. You don't have a photo with him? No.
No, I do. I just realised you don't actually look that much like
I
him.
look nothing like Robert.
Thought casually back out of that one without you noticing, and now he noticed it.
I'm normally a whore for photos, but I had to stalk him out at the airport that time.
Yeah.
So didn't do no photos.
Okay.
Yeah, just hung out and grabbed his signature. I'm my slave to the grind, and my original copy of Skid Row first album.
Nice.
Yes, so I'm very happy that I got that. All signed by the guys now. But yeah, that was weird. He didn't look like he wanted to sign the album.
Who, Robert Fuso?
Yeah, Robert Fuso. He was sitting there and then standing because it was at the airport, and he's just looked like he was very hesitant to do it. So I'm not sure if that's a bad blood thing or he just didn't really want to.
Well, he was the next one to leave the band, wasn't he? But he signed that one happily.
No, he still very hesitant on both of them. So
Well, he left after Sebastian.
Sebastian Bach. Yeah, he left after him. Yes. And I suppose they would do something together if both him and Sebastian Bach could tie ways, come together and do a special show. But
I've got the impression
that's never going to happen.
The rest of Skid Row are just not interested
they're
in
not interested.
any way, shape, or form. Actually, going back to my when I interviewed Snake Sabot, the last question I asked him was, "Do you get sick of people asking you about your former singer?"
He would, yeah.
And he just laughed. And he went, "That's a great question." I was like, "Right, done. Move on." So,
I'd probably get sick of it too.
yeah.
After how many years? Going on 29. This album. So
Yeah, and so I think the band split up in what,
it's after the
97?
fourth one, wasn't it?
The album.
Yeah.
Technically, it's only the third.
Which one? No, that's the second album.
Yeah, Subhuman Race is the third.
Yeah, but I thought they did 4 albums together.
B-Side Ourselves is an EP.
Oh, okay.
It's an EP, 5 cover versions, where they do Kiss's Come On and Love Me, which they do a good version of. Jimi Hendrix's Little Wing, which they do a good version of. Judas Priest's Delivering the Goods, which they do a good version of. The Ramones Psychotherapy, which they do a good version of. You know about the Ramones. And
I know of them now, yes.
Yeah, and they do a Rush song, which for the life of me, I can't remember what the song's called.
Right.
What You're Doing. What You're Doing? Where am I from? Am I from the ghetto? What You're Doing.
All these right out.
What You're Doing. Which you'll be unsurprised to know they do a good version of. You know what other version he did? It was a B-side of Wasted Time. Did a great version of Sex Pistols' Holidays in the Sun. Yep. They were a good band. They really were a good band.
They still are. All right, so podcasts. We've got, it's our first episode of Pointless Banter. Don't know what the title of this episode is. Not that it needs a title, but
Pointless Banter.
Pointless Banter. Pointless Banter.
So you've been doing things with podcasts this week, haven't you?
Been checking out where to host, how to host. We just wanted to jump in and record. That's cool. I got the equipment to jump in and record. How to get it out there? Got no idea. So I've been trying to research that for quite a bit in my work time. Not that anyone knows that, so...
Do now.
Oh, do they?
Didn't you say to me that one person who listened to it was somebody who works with you?
No, he doesn't work with me. He works at one of our other locations, so... Okay,
well, let's hope this doesn't come back to haunt you in 10 years' time.
No, everything's come to haunt me back in 10 years' time. I think 10 years ago, 10 years ago, I was doing like a gridiron results show as well.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, that was fun. I love that. That was good. So yeah, obviously it's easy to record, hard to publish and get it out there. So I'm not sure exactly what we're going to be doing.
And by we, you mean you?
Yeah, by me. Yeah. By.
Because how much have I helped with it this week?
You've helped me pretty well. Like just talking.
Stop it, you.
The content, the knowledge.
That shoulder to cry on. Having the old D&Ms, yeah.
I'm here to listen. Not much of a talker, but I like to listen. Long walks on the beach. Tell me your woes.
Oh, you haven't got enough time.
We've got all night. Actually, we've only got about
40 minutes.
We've got about 13 minutes left.
Okay, we better crack on then, shouldn't we? All right.
The time is what I'm indicating.
Better smash this air. Red Bull, we're touring. Gives you wings. We've got 13 minutes. Come on.
I've pretty much actually gone through most of my topics, so I think you've got some topics.
Do I?
If you had, I don't know if you do. Yeah.
There's a big for the metalheads out there. There's who may listen to this before it comes out tomorrow at 6:30 in the morning.
So they may have already watched this,
yes.
Or no, not this, but what you're going to be talking about.
There's a so there was meant to be a huge because the Americans, they do it well. They do big extravaganza tours. Yep. And there was like 4 fantastic metal bands. There was Megadeth, My Friends Lamb of God.
Your friends, yes.
Yeah, well, I told you my Lamb of God story in the last episode.
I know.
Yeah. Megadeth.
The pre-episode.
Yeah. Megadeth, Lamb of God, Trivium, and In Flames. And they were meant to be doing a tour around America, and obviously you can't because, you may have heard there's like a pandemic going on. So what they're doing tomorrow morning at 6:30, they're doing a live stream. But it's not like the Steel Panther one, where it's... like that was actually a show that they actually went and played and performed. What these 4 bands are doing is basically back-to-back live streaming a show that they played in the past.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so I only just figured that out earlier today.
I think there's a couple of other ones on as well. I think there's one on today doing that, and some more coming up soon too.
There's a lot of
There's a Reckless Love one coming up. I think that's a $10 or a $15 price. I'm not sure if that's an actual show though.
Okay.
But
if I was going to pay $10 or $15, I want to be seeing something new. I don't want to watch
new,
it.
Yeah, exactly
a repeat.
Right. Because it's just going to end up on YouTube. Still, speaking of which, the Steel Panther one ended up on YouTube 2 days later.
How heartbroken are you? Well, you didn't pay for it. Anyway.
I didn't really pay for it anyway. But I paid the money for the guitar pedal. Just got to wait for that one to come.
And what's the guitar pedal called?
Butthole Burner.
So childish.
It is so childish. Actually, I was growing chilies there for a little bit as well, and then one of the taglines I was going to use for when I was going to sell the chilies was "Chilies so nice, you taste them twice." So, all out childish. Childish.
You're wasted in a band. Wasted.
What do you mean, talent-wise?
Oh, yeah.
Or...
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
You should do adverts. Oh, you do.
Yeah, I do a couple.
Yeah,
I've done a couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's me. I just realised I keep doing that. Can you hear that?
I can hear that.
Yeah,
a little tap, 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 tap. It's okay. I was just worried that my gear was not good.
No, your gear's all good. That's not wrong. Ladies, his gear is all good. I'm not telling you how I know, but his gear's all good.
That's a nice tagline for a commercial. Speaking of which, I was discussing with one of my work colleagues today about taglines and commercials. So you know how you've got milk, There's moo juice. Might be the juice from moo juice.
Yeah.
Almond milk. Not that it is milk. It's just, almond water. But anyway, nut juice. Imagine the possibilities and taglines that you could get from nut juice.
You could have prepared me. I would have had some. You're just throwing it on me. I can't think of anything.
I'm just throwing nut juice on you now.
Whoa, wait, hang on, wait. It's in my eyes. Oh, it's in my hair.
The texture, I don't understand.
Well, that conversation deteriorated real quick.
So yeah, we've got some pearlers. Yeah, got pearler arms.
Do you remember talking of
Everything.
No. Do you remember when Red Bull? That people said there was the whole rumor that was bull sperm was in it.
I thought it was bull testicle stuff.
Yeah, something like that.
Sperm.
Never stopped me drinking it.
It's just because of the taurine. It's a bad habit, that stuff.
This is a show where we talk about bands that have got coke habits. Snort that's like the size of Peru every day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And shoot up. Do a whole bunch of others. Hey, actually, do you want to hear something real serious? How much time have we got?
Yeah, we've got a bit of time.
Okay. So, one of the big stories that come out this week is Austin Carlisle, who was was in Of Mice and Men and another band called Attack Attack. So a few years ago, we were talking about this off air the other day about guys in bands.
Yep.
And and sexual harassment cases and things like that. So a few years ago, 15 girls or women came forward saying that they'd been sexually assaulted or raped by Austin Carlisle. And the story got shut, and I think it was Loudwire came out with the story, and it kind of got shut down and didn't go anywhere. This week it's come back again.
Okay.
So these girls have gone, no, we want this story out there, and all that sort of thing. So that's been one of the big things actually in the metal scene this week, has been that, yeah. So it'll be interesting to see where it goes. But I mean, we were talking about off air the other day about how a lot of them are
changing their ways, and
yeah, they're gonna have to. Yeah. I think them days.
I don't know. Rock stars and groupies. It's mixing. The mix is not right anymore.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of a lot of lines have been blurred, and people are going too far or expecting too much, or I don't know. I don't really know how to comment on it other than saying what I've said.
Yeah, that's fair. Cool.
In other news, so the government's allowing people out
again, letting more people out.
Yeah.
So we got a couple more days of the current stature. I don't know the words. Yeah. So we got 100 or 80 at the moment. We can do a little bit more soon.
Well, I believe the 100 cap stopped, and it's now one person every 4 meters.
Right.
But I think some venues were stopped at 100.
Yep.
Regardless of the 4 meters. So so I think that's now changed as well.
Cool.
I saw a headline about some venues being 300 people, and which you would then like to think. Obviously, the borders will open up. I think 25th of July.
Yeah, sounds about right. Yeah.
Which will hopefully then allow gigs.
Well, we've got plenty of local gigs here, guys that can do gigs, and bands that can do gigs here that we all want to see.
Well, yeah, that's correct, and that's part of what this show's about. It's about promoting them.
Yep. I mean,
they're just not doing it.
It's not doing anything. No, I'd love to be able to jump back in and start getting our band back on the bandwagon.
What's the name of the band?
Atomic Sister.
Shameless plug. Well, it was.
Yeah, it really was.
Set it up for you.
Yeah. Thanks.
How many songs have you released, and where can you get them from?
All right, we've got 2 songs out. Have no idea what they are. Hang on, no. Party Tonight was one.
That was the first one.
Well, I don't know what the second one was.
It's your band, mate.
Yeah,
mine.
I know.
I'm just a drummer.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Hey, you can hit things. Be in my bed? Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so we Spotify, Google Play, iTunes, or whatever it's called now. I know they split that name up like 4 ways from Sunday.
Name of the band again for the people in case they missed it.
Atomic Sister. Yeah. So I can't wait to get out and play. I'm sure I really want to see Rosemont again. I love those guys.
You do. You really do.
Fudging love Rosemont.
You got a thing for Rosemont the same way
so
I have
do.
for Rob Zombie. It's. I go to sleep crying about Rob Zombie not returning my messages at night, but you're the same with Rosemont.
I have to go to one of the local watering holes so I can just get a glimpse of maybe one of the the band members.
They're a good band.
They're a great band. Yeah,
If you've not seen them, they're actually very entertaining. They're a very good band.
they're tight. Get everything going well. Yeah, I remember seeing them as Love Cream.
Everything in that sentence was so homoerotic. They're tight. They go really well. I remember seeing them as Love Cream. I've got no idea where that was going.
Hey, Dad, get your hand off my nut juice. Have you got another glass of nut juice?
Oh, dear.
Oh. All right.
What else have you got? What else is on there? We've still got a few more minutes. What
We've
else
got a
have
few
we
more minutes, yeah. We have. Oh yeah, I think we have a Facebook now as well.
Who does? We do.
We do. Pointless Banter. We have a Facebook.
Do we? Who told me?
I've got it here. We have a Facebook! ! You can find us using the words Pointless Banter. Banter with a D.
Since when did that happen? Did you do that?
I think I did.
Was this Monday when you were a bit drunk?
I might have been. I mean, when I did rewatch the Steel Panther concert, I was noticing things I hadn't noticed. Like, what, an hour and a half ago? Hey, wait a second. I don't remember seeing him wearing that.
Okay. Hey, so look, we're going to have a Facebook. You know, that means we got to have Instagram. But that's going to be interesting because we've already both got multiple Instagram profiles.
I got to multiple Instagrams. I got to multiple Facebooks. I got to multiple emails. I got too many emails to multiple emails to keep track of. Yeah. It's going to be fun. Pointless Banter.
Do we really have a Facebook page?
Yeah, I think there is one up there.
Hang on a second. Let me have a look.
I think it might be unpublished. Oh, no. When you're hearing this, it's published.
So yes. If I go looking for it, it's not there?
No, if you go looking for it right now, but the now is not now. The now is in the past because now is now.
And what would I can't even speak. What would we be finding on? You're right, it's not even there yet. But by the time you watch this,
but it is now.
And what would be on there?
We're gonna have our show.
Mm-hmm.
You can click and listen to it. I guess I'm hoping that's what's going to be on there. You'll find photos of us.
Wow, that's a winning. That's one
winning,
right now.
Yeah. And
how we haven't already got 3,000 likes just by the end of that sentence, I don't know.
I got no idea.
Blows my mind.
Nut juice. It blows my mind.
You can't help yourself with the adverts.
I can't.
Hey, do you know? Actually, true story.
It's because it's a great name for almond milk, which is not milk. It's just water.
Do you know who else made their name in the rock music world doing adverts?
Not Axl Rose?
Nope.
What do you mean made their name doing adverts?
So before their band became
Dave Grohl?
No, before their band became like, you know, and it's a rock, but it's not metal, like rock. They were here not too long ago.
Not Nickelback.
No, they weren't here.
I thought they were here not that long ago. They just didn't come to Adelaide. They came to Melbourne and Sydney or something.
Possibly. You know what? They put on a good show live. I don't care what anyone says. They actually put on a very good show live.
A work colleague of mine and I, we were going to, next time they're here, let's just quietly go to the concert and be like,
I'm not going to lie to you. I've seen them 3 times.
Wow.
Oh, that's not shocking.
It's a wow.
Yeah, so one of them was a meet and greet.
Well, you got 1 minute left, so...
Justin Hawkins, The Darkness. There you go.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, right.
Yeah. So they started...
I got it out of you.
They started by doing adverts and then...
They did or he did?
I think he did.
Right.
Yeah, but I've realised over the years that his brother's the one who writes most of the music. Okay. Dan Hawkins, yeah.
And he wrote... Did he or they all wrote Tristan Kemp's song?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Local
the one
guy.
he performed it on stage when they were here at the HQ show a couple of years ago. With him. Got him up on stage and did it all.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That was another meet and greet.
Another meet and greet. I feel it's definitely going to be the basis of this Pointless Banter. Other than Pointless and Banter is going to be our show. So, yeah.
Cool.
NotLain, it's been fantastic.
As always. The pleasure's been all yours.
Here at Bandana Manor. That's what this place is called. Bandana Manor. I'm Headband Guy, NotLain. Let me cue up the outro music.
Red Bull. Drink Red Bull.
I'm drinking water. Fiji. Whoa.
Yeah.
Fiji, yeah.
Free Red Bull. We don't want sponsors or anything. No, not at all.
No.